Welcome, welcome. Okay. Yay, we're live. Little different view today because the weather here is so beautiful. I just couldn't bear to be inside. So I can't flip my camera around because I'm using the computer camera, so I can't flip my camera around, but there is just, actually I probably can. Hang on. Let's fiddle. Hang on a second. Let's turn around so you can see the trees. I want you to be able to see the beautiful trees. So hang on, bear with me. Let's see if we can spin you around and around and around and around. Everybody spin around. You can sit over here to see the beautiful trees. See the beautiful trees in my yard. It's so beautiful. Let's go that way. There's a post behind me. Oh, now I'm in the dark. This is terrible. Now I'm in the dark. All right, I can fix that. All right, maybe that helps. So I'm not in the dark so much, so you can see me and I'm not in the dark. I feel like I'm in the dark. But I want you to be able to see the beautiful, my yard, the view I've been looking at all day. Go this way so you can see all the beautiful trees. And this one little tree right back there that you can see. This is the one piece of fall that we have here in my yard in Florida. This one piece, there it is. Point to it. This one piece of fall, this beautiful tree that we have is the one little piece of fall we have here in Florida. So I feel like I'm really in the dark. So I'm not sure how to make that better. Let's see. On Instagram, I don't think I'm in the dark, but I apologize for that. I am here. Hello. It's such a weird thing. Let me see if I can grab that selfie light. Enjoy the view. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry to be disoriented today. I wasn't planning on going live from the patio. I don't know if that helps at all, but let me see. If I go this way, I can be less in the dark. That's a little better, but you still can see the pretty trees. All right. Happy to see you. Thank you for your patience. I'm so sorry for all of that. But very happy to be with you as we are starting a new month, a new week, and a new moon this week as well. So there is so much going on in the environment, in the atmosphere. There's just so much. I'll always think to myself in the mornings on the first of the month, you know, did you get up and say rabbit, rabbit this morning? Which just makes me laugh because I don't really believe in that. I'm not very superstitious, but I know that a lot of people, they think on the new moon, on the new month, you get up and you spin around 3 times. When I was a kid, we would do this. You get up and you spin around 3 times and you say rabbit, 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 and then you'll have good luck all month. And I think, you know, if it works for you, I'm all for it. But the memory of it makes me smile because we would do that. So hopefully you had woke up this morning with beautiful thoughts in your head and beautiful expectations for the new month. And the new moon is coming in just 3 days. It will be with us on the 4th. So this is the time that we are being called on to reflect. Hi, Melissa. We are being called on to reflect and really think about what has been our past. This is really a time of self-reflection, especially coming off of, we just had Halloween last night, and so there's so much. This is such an important time of self-reflection and really looking at the decisions that you have made in your life and what you can learn from them and what things might be coming up for you as you prepare to move into this next new moon, which will be with us on Thursday. So what have you learned from your past? What things might you have done, do differently? What lessons can you carry forward with you? This is a really big time of communication and also a big time of self-assessment. We're also this is November. It's the end of the year. We're coming into the end of the year. So this is a great time, also an important time for really looking at what have I achieved this year? What did I want to achieve this year? What do I want to achieve next year? Where do I want to finish on New Year's? What do I want to celebrate? What do I want to be launching myself into for the coming year? It's time to start making those just allowing those things to percolate into your awareness so that as you come in through these next 2 moon cycles, you have some kind of an idea of who you are and who you want to be as you go forward into this next year. The 2022 year is going to be a really significant year. It's a journey year. With the 2022, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Right now, Mercury has come out of retrograde, and we've got, oh my gosh, there's so much going on up in the solar system right now with astrology, but all of it is pointing to communication and self-assessment. So much of that is like, where are you? How are you showing up in the world? How are you communicating with people? And so while it may feel a little like, some days with some people, I really want to strongly encourage you to keep love at the forefront. When you can operate from that place of love, where you can say, this is a challenging situation, but I'm going to come to it from a place of love, you create a totally different dynamic for whatever conflict or self-assessment or thing that you're working through. It makes a big difference to be able to say, okay, I'm going to breathe. I'm going to come at this with patience and not frustration, and I'm going to welcome this experience with love. Even if it's not a great experience, okay, but still it is important to come forward from a place of love. Now, we may be a little extra tired right now because we're coming into, energy comes down as we're coming into the new moon, and then it's going to bottom out, and energy is going to come back up as we go into the new moon. And as we've talked so many times, energy is not like a light switch. So it's like, oh, new moon, and the light energy goes down, and then the energy goes up. It is not like that. Energy does not turn on and off like a light switch. So in about 48 hours before the new moon, which is going to be sometime tomorrow, we're going to start to feel that tired. We're going to feel that our tempers get shorter. We get, a little more easily frustrated. We get a little bit more easily triggered as we come down into that place of the new moon, because we're tired. We feel that heaviness on us, and we are feeling that sense of we just get a little quick-tempered. And so as we are moving forward into that time, as the energy is going to start to come back up on Thursday and Friday, really keeping that in mind, okay, I am okay, you are okay, and we're going to be a little more patient with each other, and we're going to be coming from that place of love and operating from that place of love. That becomes so important, because it's amazing how things around you can shift when you come from that place of love rather than coming from this place of animosity or frustration. People get so quick, we're so triggered anymore, that as soon as we enter into a situation where we don't have the outcome we expected, it's like we just get all upset. And so I really want to encourage you to allow for a breath. Allow for a breath. When you don't have the answer that you want or hope or expect, to be like, okay, where do I want to go next? Guide me, lead me, tell me. There's a reason that whatever that income, outcome, whatever expectation I had is not showing up. What is the reason? Let me know. What do I need to, where am I going next? And because we're so very quick to be like, oh, when things didn't go the way we expected, give yourself that grace. Give the other person that's in the situation, that may be in the situation with you, that grace. To give that breath, to be able to say, okay, where are we going from here? What are we doing next? And that becomes super important, because we create so much more stress in the body when we can come to a situation and say, okay, what do I need to do from here? Where am I going from here? It makes a huge difference in how we show up in the world and the stress level that we hold in our body, for us to be able to say, okay, I'm not going to get all freaked out. I'm going to go over here. This is what we're doing. And we can see things more clearly, and it's almost like we can hover above and get this idea of much a better perspective, because we're allowing ourselves to see from a different way. Okay, so this is, as I'm talking, I want to just reiterate that as we're coming into this time of the new moon, which will be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we're going to have this coming in on Wednesday and Thursday with the new moon on the 4th. The new moon is on the 4th. And then that as we're moving forward with this, we're being asked to really consider decisions we've made in the past, situations, what we can learn from them, things that we've gone through, things that have happened to us. And we're also we're being asked to really consider how we show up in the world and how we relate to other people. So as that energy comes down, when we come into that new moon, we may be more short-tempered or more easily triggered, and you're being asked and you're being reminded that we are okay, and to come from that place of love and to take that breath. When we come into a situation, to just be able to go, what do I need to know? What do I need to know? Guide me, help me. Because remember, your angels, your guides, your loved ones in spirit, ascended masters, all of them, they're with you, but they won't intervene or help or even, make a peep if you are not cultivating that relationship of openness with them. They will come in when we invite them. Our angels are there, our guides are there, but they are so often, they're there like, waiting for you to call on me. Hello, we can't see you. It's like if you've ever had that elementary school teacher who is really like, I can't call on you if you don't raise your hand. It's really like that. But they're waiting for us to raise our hand. We're waiting for us to acknowledge them and say, please come in, please come in. Now, over time, the more you cultivate that relationship with them, it doesn't have to be that way anymore. I have given them carte blanche. If there is something you need me to know, tell me. I am open, willing, and receptive to whatever guidance that they want to give. So I don't ever have that hesitation anymore to be able to say, if you are with me and you have my highest and best and you are, on my side, then if there's something I need to know, you need me to know, please just pipe it up. Let's hear it. I want to know about it. And so we have created that relationship. So when things are going on, I can hear them in my ears. I can hear them talking to me. I can hear them and I'm like, oh, okay, I understand. So I may be talking to somebody else on the phone or doing something else, but I can hear them in my ears. And I am constantly being like, okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's like having a conversation with two people, like where you may be on the phone but trying to talk to your kids at the same time. I'm like, yep, I get that information coming in. To have that going on. So to be able to really have that, those two things happening and welcome that guidance from them so often, to welcome that information from our loved ones, our guides, our higher powers that are with us for our best good. So as we're coming into that new moon, just remember, what is that? Oh, just remember as we're coming into that time of the new moon, that so much of this is operating. When we can operate from a place of love, we work from a higher energy, we work from a higher vibration. We can create more magic in our own universe when we are operating from a place of love, and that we can, jumper card, and we are more capable of manifesting blessings and magic when we come from that place of love. So just as we're coming into this lower energy new moon time, just be kind to yourself, be kind to those around you. Just know that this is a really important time of self-assessment, of really looking at your past, maybe your far past, maybe your recent past, and seeing what is going on with that so that you can really be kind and compassionate, but at the same time being, I don't want to use the word critical, but being open to seeing the lessons that you have learned from the past experiences, because the past experiences are what have made you who you are. They have helped to build your strength and cultivate your courage and your tenacity. And it's really important that we are taking time to assess those things and really acknowledge how far we've come and the things that we have done that have brought us to this place, so that we are ready for the next challenges and the next expansion. Not everything is a challenge. The next expansions, to be able to really bring in that next level of love and light and growth and experiences on a higher level. All of that comes from when we are operating from that place of love. All right, so I pulled this card, but there was a jumper card. So this is the Oracle of the Seven Energies with Colette Baron Reed. So the first card, the card I intentionally pulled, is a burst of magic. I love this because this is, it's interesting because this is card 48, which 8 and 4 is 12, which comes down to 6 and then into 3. And it's interesting because as I was thinking before about the coming into the 2022 year, it's that same number pattern coming into 2022 is you have 6 and it comes down into 3, and it moves into this this journeying forward, this time of moving forward, that we're on the path, we're in a new segment, we're in a new journey, and we're continuing to move our way forward. And I love that because 48 is the same kind of a number pattern. But this burst of magic, this is really important because this is really where we're talking into that new moon, is the time for setting those intentions about what do I want to manifest and what do I want to welcome into my life in the next 28 days. As we come into that new moon, what burst of magic do I want to welcome in from this new moon cycle? But we have to come from that place of love. And so this is interesting because the card that jumped out before is exposed and revealed. Let me see if I get a little bit more light on it coming out here. Exposed and revealed. And this is card number 21, which again, 2 and 1 is 3. So we're still having this 3s coming up a lot. And 3s, a lot of times we have the 3 as the reminder of the angels are with you. And also 3, we think of a 3-legged table, that you are supported, you are strong, you are sturdy, you are being supported. But I love this exposed and revealed because this is reminding us of what we were just talking about. This is reminding us to check back with what we have been through and what lessons that we could have learned or should have learned from where we have come from, and been able to, what has exposed when we look at those lessons and what is revealed to us as we are moving forward, to really assess that and say, what do I learn from this? What can I learn from that experience? What is being revealed, or what was that experience meant to reveal to me? These things are so important, especially as we are going forward towards the end of this year and as we are moving into this new moon cycle. So this is really what we're being called on to do right now, is that self-assessment. What has been exposed when we look back at our past, and what is revealed when we look at what we can learn or what we could have learned or should have learned from those experiences. It starts to get very interesting. Okay. This card has a big old lipstick print on it because when I clean the cards at the end, I always kiss them. All right, so our goddess for this week is Isis. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is Isis. Oh, snap. Look at that. Isis, this is Isis. This is rebirth. Isis is rebirth. And look, her card number is 24. 2 and 4 is 6, which comes back to 3. So this is really, really interesting. Card number 24, Isis. So let's see what Isis has to say. I did remember to put my glasses on my head, so you should be able to read. All right, Isis. This is the process of soul retrieval, resurrection, and rebirth is a theme recurrent through the stories of the Egyptian goddess Isis, and one that she invites you to address now. This is a powerful moment to see some of what you thought you'd lost go through a process of regeneration to live again. Like magic, the pieces of you that were considered lost in old wounds and old stories are ready to be reclaimed in a healthier, more mature version. Where you were hopeless, now there is hope. Where you were lost, now there is faith. And you have the capacity for even more now. Okay, sorry. Because that's what happens when you have dogs. So I love this. This is such a great thing because here is this great reminder that we are, hey, buddy. This is this great reminder that we are, again, being called to that assessment, that self-assessment. Okay, last set. So fun. I love when the cards totally show up in alignment. I mean, they always do. They always do to show up in alignment. So I'm really enjoying this beautiful fall weather that we're having here in Florida because, you know, it's not often that it's chilly here. It's not really chilly, but it was a little bit this morning, so I'm really enjoying sitting out on the patio. But that means my dogs are out on the patio. So that means every lizard or bird that flies by will be acknowledged by said dogs. So, all right. So now we're going to go into the Work Your Light Oracle cards from Rebecca Campbell. I do want to say, and I'll say this a few more times, I do want to encourage you, if you are not already following my YouTube channel, please do. If you scroll down, you can see a post I made yesterday with a link to my YouTube channel. If you're not already following my YouTube channel, please do. One of the things in my looking at the self-assessment and looking at, you know, where we've come and the things that have happened in the past and where we're going, it is going to be time for me to leave Facebook. Eventually, it is not, you know, I'm not going tomorrow, but it is time for me to shift and move away from Facebook. I cannot be in alignment with the love and the light and the joy and the messages I want to bring to you and be in support of an organization that is doing not nice things. So I'm going to be moving over to YouTube. I mean, I'm already over there, and this video is always posted on YouTube. But for live interactions, there will come a point where this will not be the live place, that YouTube will be the live place, and then I'll post it here. So it's going to be a migration. So if you're not already following me on YouTube, I really encourage you to do that. To come over to find me on YouTube is easy, but I really encourage you to do that because we are starting that move that is going to move me as YouTube as the primary versus right now we have Facebook as the primary. So I don't want to leave anybody behind. I want you all to come with me onto YouTube. So, all right. So interesting because this is the first card I pulled. It was in an alignment position. This is the card of mirror, and it says what is mirroring you or what is triggering you. And so interesting because this is what we've been talking about what do we need to learn, what do we need to see from our past, from that reflection in the mirror, or what's being reflected to us from those that are around us, that are closest to us, what is being reflected. And this is really important to be able to have this mirror and understand that our mirror, those people who maybe are soulmates or the twin flames, people closest to us, or the situations that trigger us, these things are trying to get us to see things in a different way, trying to get us to see in a different light, and to really see a different perspective. So please, again, this is that reminder to take a time and look at where you've come, maybe in the last year, maybe in the last 5 years. What could you have learned from those situations? What could you be able to bring those lessons forward as we're going forward? Because here's the other thing. This is boundaries. And this also, boundaries was also in the alignment position of being able to say, hey, make sure that you are setting boundaries. Make sure that you are keeping boundaries so that you are not being trampled on and that you are not being bulldozed or pushed in a direction that maybe is not for your highest and best good because you're letting somebody else come into that space. It's so important for you to set, for all of us to set our boundaries and say, wait a minute, how do I feel about this, and what decision do I want to make, separate from everyone? And we can be in a situation where we say, I know my family would like me to do this, my friends would like me to do this, but where am I? Where am I in this situation? And sometimes we need to get quiet. We need to get a little distance. We need to get a little separation to be able to sit in that and say, okay, how do I feel about this? And I want to be very clear. That is okay. There is everything right with saying, I need a minute. I need to sit with this myself, quietly myself. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But whatever the situation is, I need to sit with this myself for a minute and to make a decision that feels right and resonates for me. Because when you make a decision that is based in truth for yourself, you can feel it in your body. You can feel that buzz, that hum of, yeah, this is right. This is clicking. This feels right. But you can also feel it in your body when you know that you've gone against where your heart lies and where maybe your morals or ethics or where your vibration is, where your truth is. When you move against that, you can feel that in your body like a weight. It sits in your body like a weight, like I can just feel it. That is a low vibration, and it can really sit down in you and really feel like that knot in your stomach or that lump in your throat, and it feels heavy in the body. But when you're being true to yourself, when you are keeping your boundaries and you are not letting people come and have undue influence on you, you are standing in your own truth. It makes a huge difference in how you show up in the world and in how you are able to stand in your truth. And it's a learned skill. Like anything, the more you do it, the more you will be able to stand in that truth. When you start to do that and you start to stand in the truth, you'll be like, oh, I'm standing in my truth. But when you get a little stronger and you have more experience, it's like the first time, if you've ever done any kind of public speaking, the first time you might get out there and be like, ah, and then the next time you do it, you'll be like, I got this. And every time you speak, you're going to be more and more comfortable with that situation because you've set those boundaries, you know what to expect, and you know how to move through that. So allow yourself to set the boundaries that work for you. And it's just a reminder not to forget. And because sometimes when we get, especially in new moon, right, when the energy comes down, we may let our guard down a little bit. We may have a little, because our energy is low, we may be a little bit more susceptible to the integration of other people's feelings, ideas, and beliefs. And so this is just that gentle reminder that it's up to you to set the boundaries for yourself to keep this facing up in the right direction, right? And so it's important for us to take a look and say, okay, how do I feel about it? Where do I want to go? What decision do I want to make? Totally awesome to ask other people's opinions and guidance and, to weigh options. But whatever it is that's coming up for you, remember that you are the one who gets to make the final decision about things that are going on in your life, right? And so again, we have this time of really self-reflecting about what has been going on and what we can learn from it and how we can take those lessons and move forward, as Isis reminds us, into this time of rebirth. Okay, and so here's the last card, which is a great confirmation, which is this encouragement from the universe that you're already doing it. So much of what I'm saying to you right now is stuff that you already know. You already know that you have magic with you, that you have magic, that there's joy, this burst of magic, that you have so much power to create and manifest your own life and your own wishes, especially as we're coming into this new moon time, to make sure that you are really getting clear about what do you want going forward for the next 28 days that start with the next moon cycle. What is it that you want? Making sure that you are taking this time between now and Thursday to really look at what are the lessons that I could have or should have learned from experiences from my past. What things would I have done differently? What things might I have done differently? Lessons that I could have learned or should have learned, I can learn them now, because it is never too late to be able to have that power from Isis reminding us that this is all about rebirth, that we are in this time of reimagining ourselves so that we can get a better idea of who we are and where we have been over these last 10 months of the 2020 year and the 2021 year, and then be able to redefine as we're finishing out these next 8 weeks, how do I want to redefine myself going forward into the 2022 year. And so many of these 3 numbers that are showing up in all of these cards today that remind us that we are supported, we are loved, we have angels and guides around us. These 3s tell us all these things and give us this shove that you're going in the right direction. And so we have this confirmation card from the very end. Our last card pull is you are already doing it. What a beautiful message. Just that reminder, right, to keep the boundaries card facing right side up. To remind yourself that you are worthy of boundaries and that your voice matters. Your voice matters. So you can take in information from people around you, get their opinions, get their guidance and mentorship, but in the end, it is your decision. Your voice is the one that matters. We have a saying in my house, if you don't pay my bills, you don't get a vote, right? So your voice matters. And look at what is being mirrored to you. What is being reflected back to you? What is triggering you? What is setting you off? Because that is one of the big lessons for these last few days as we're coming into this new moon time, is what is it that's triggering you? That what is the universe trying to get you to look at and to reassess? What are they trying to get you to see? Like, oh, yeah, I remember when that happened before. What could I have done differently? How could I have handled that differently, right? This is what they're trying to get you to see. All right, one last thing, just a gentle reminder, if you're not already following me on YouTube, please make your way over to YouTube and please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, because there is going to come a day, probably early in 2022, where this will no longer be my primary platform, but YouTube will be the primary platform. So please go ahead, and if you're not already following me on YouTube, thank you so much for being with me. And I do, I want to say I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but I got to tell you, this is sort of a monster of Facebook's own making. So we are going to start migrating over to YouTube. And while I do post this video on YouTube every Monday, as we go forward, eventually this will be where the video gets posted, but not where it gets recorded. So if you want to still have live interaction with me, there will come a point where it will be on YouTube and not here. So I thank you so much for spending time. Next Monday is a maybe. I am so excited. This Thursday, I am off to Sedona with one of my dear friends, Laura, who is an amazing medium as well. And we are off to Sedona to go to the Celebrate Your Life conference with John Holland and Colette Baron Reed and so many other people, and with I can't even think of it right now, all the people, but we're so excited to be heading off to Sedona, and so I fly back next Monday, so we'll have to see what my flight is. Should get me back in time. We'll see how I feel. We'll see how the traveling angels go. So next Monday is a maybe, and if not, we'll make sure there's another point in the week that we have the opportunity to connect. So thank you so much for spending some time today with me, with you, taking some time out for you, for yourself. Happy November. Welcome to the new month. Welcome to the last 2 months of the year. Welcome to the new moon, and I will look forward to seeing you. So there will not be meditation this Thursday night because I will be in Sedona. So have a fantastic rest of your week, and I look forward to being back with you again soon. And as always, please know how very much you are loved.